Jermaine and welcome to the final episode of Inside Adelaide. On tonight's show, hot rods out in force for the custom culture, why an Adelaide family wants to build an autism school, plus we'll take a sneak peek at this year's SANFL season. But first tonight, well, binge drinking and alcohol-fueled violence are back under the government's microscope. This time, hotel trading hours are being looked to as the solution. A bill was recently put forward to the state parliament that calls for a 4 a.m. curfew on all pubs and clubs in the state. But is the solution really to cool last drinks on Adelaide?
It's a controversial issue.
We're going backwards. It'll be like Prohibition days.
But what really is the solution to the violent behaviour in our city in the early hours of the weekend? The main talking point for the last few weeks has been the issue of a 3-hour mandatory closure between 4 and 7 a.m. The government says there's no need for the state to stay open 24 hours and a 3-hour break will not harm the state's reputation.
Look, I don't think our community really needs 24-hour licensed drinking. The proposal will give the general public 21 hours of licensed drinking every single day, the special holidays excluded, of course. 21 hours of drinking time a day, I think is plenty of time for anyone.
Changes come after an increase in alcohol-fueled crime and violence, with hopes that new proposals will make the streets safer in the early hours of the morning. But representatives of those affected feel that no positive effects will come of the curfew.
On Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, which are the two peak nights, we're going to have several thousand customers, punters, all of those people, and several hundred employees all leaving the venues at once. They'll be looking to how do they get home, how do they go somewhere else. There's inadequate public transport in Adelaide. There's totally inadequate taxi solutions in Adelaide, and it's got a recipe for disaster.
The focus in the past weeks has been on the 3-hour mandatory closure of pubs and clubs, but that's not the only solution the government's put forward.
We believe the way to decrease alcohol-fueled violence and crime, particularly around our entertainment areas, is to come at that from a range of different perspectives.
Andrew Wallace, president of the Adelaide West End Association, has expressed concerns over how safe the entertainment area is in the early hours of the morning. His motivations are for a safer Hindley Street.
If you work in the West End of Adelaide, you will be often confronted, even during the weekdays, by drunks wandering around on the streets, begging for money, harassing you. You'll be confronted by vomit, blood, urine, or worse in the streets. And it's very difficult to run a daytime business when you're actually faced by this on a day-to-day basis. It's dangerous for the staff, more so in the morning than it is late at night.
But affected parties are also concerned about how lack of public transport will cope with the influx of departing patrons early in the morning.
It's not going to change an awful lot of things, because you're still going to get you people who are drunk, who are out in the street. At 4 o'clock, they're all of a sudden, they're going to be kicked out of where they are, and we're going to have a massive people at 4 o'clock down Hindley Street.
I suspect people won't go home at 4 o'clock. They'll hang around the railway station, they'll go down to the riverbanks and create problems down there. They'll go to the pizza bar up the road in Hindley Street that's going to be licensed for 24 hours, and they'll buy a pizza and continue to consume alcohol. I think it'll be nothing positive will come out of it. Our reputation will be damaged to some extent.
However, the Minister says she has a plan for the transport issues and has already discussed investment into the problem.
Currently, the peak dispersal of crowds from our CBD is in fact between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning. So the 4 a.m. closure, in fact that bulk of the crowd has already left or is leaving the area. We've provided some new money, $80,000 each year, to look at introducing up to 4 new managed taxi ranks a very cheap and effective and efficient way to help improve crowd dispersal.
One thing that most people agree on is the need for Hindley Street to get a bit of TLC.
You can go down Hindley Street and you can see buildings with holes in windows that have been there for years with pigeons flying in and out of them. Now that's just not right in the middle of the CBD of Adelaide. So if our street is presented in a better way, then you'll attract a better quality of business and a better quality of clientele to our street.
In the mornings, on a Sunday morning, I see the street cleaners down there and they're wiping up all the surface grime out of the street. But what it really needs is a high pressure hose to go down there and clean it up. It needs brighter lights, more festive atmosphere. Maybe some greenery, more pot plants, things to make it look nice, because once you've got something looking nice, it'll eventually attract the right kind of people.
While involved parties still continue to debate the proposed issues, the bill has only just been introduced into Parliament. It will be discussed and decided upon beginning in May. Emma Davis, Inside Adelaide.
Rockabilly, red lipstick and a whole lot of hot rods are out in force on Friday, hitting the highway as part of the annual Custom Culture Weekender. Mel has the story.
The 1950s officially rock and rolled its way into Adelaide last weekend, as the annual Custom Culture Festival brought all things retro to the Highway Inn. From hot rods to 50s pin-ups to rockabilly bands, the event exposed Adelaide to its very own scene of hidden rockers.
So, when you see a day like this, people driving past or whatever, and they got no idea what's going on, and they've got nothing, would know nothing about this sort of stuff, and come in and have a look, and they're like, wow, man, this is really cool. Where all these people come from in Adelaide? No one even knew. So, it's cool to represent.
The festival, which runs from Friday to Sunday, is packed full of entertainment, with bands and DJs, burlesque dancers, tattoo artists and a giant boot sale. The Custom Culture Weekender guarantees to satisfy everyone's taste.
It gets everyone together, like-minded people, brings the cars out, the fashions, and it's a really good weekend, and it's good that they have something like this in Adelaide.
It's about everything. It's family, it's the fashions, the styles, the cars, it's the works.
Having a good time, having a laugh, meeting people.
Definitely.
The event is also family friendly and encourages everyone of all ages to come along.
We came to Custom Cultures to get a pretty good look at the cars.
And don't worry if you don't fit the part, there's plenty of stalls to help you frock up, shirt up, or even get that high top slick back hairdo just right. Put together by a group of friends passionate for rockabilly cultures, Custom Culture is about having fun and experiencing something a little bit different.
We're in our 9th year now, and basically we just do it for a bit of fun, try and with a group of 5 of us. So 2 or 3 are primarily in bands, and Moondog Ray and myself are in hot rod clubs, and so we all get our own duties. Basically we're just doing it to give everybody a bit of something that's going on all weekend long. So you can sort of come in, we've got the live tattooing and bikes and cars and bands, food, stalls and dresses, so it's just a bit of everything really. I mean, as long as we pay our expenses and we don't have to put into our own pockets at the end of the weekend, we're still smiling, so we always have a good time.
When the sun goes down, everyone moves inside where swing dancers carve up the dance floor to the best local and interstate blues, roots and rockabilly tunes. With almost 500 people attending daily, Custom Culture is showing no signs of slowing down. Next year marks its 10th anniversary, and if this year is any sign of what's to come, I would definitely mark this one down on your calendar. Melissa Gray, Inside Adelaide.
Don't go away, because after the break we'll be checking out Adelaide's biggest Latin dance event.